Hello everyone and welcome back to Marine Wisdom. Today we're going to be learning about testing of our steering gear alarms, and these alarms are to be tested before every departure as it's a mandatory SOLAS requirement. Now these alarms can be categorized into our electrical alarms and our tank alarms. So we have in our electrical alarms we have phase failure, motor overload and power failure, and for our tank alarms we have low level and low level alarms. So before testing out these alarms, we need at least two people. We need one person in the ECR and the other person in the steering gear room who will be testing and triggering these alarms. So let's start off with phase failure. For phase failure, we'll open the cabinet, open this cabinet and find the phase failure relay, and it usually says phase fail relay like how I've highlighted it. So what we have to do is, it's a very simple process. Just press this test button, and as you do that, you'll hear an alarm and the strip light will go on. Now as that happens, how would you reset it? It's again very straightforward. Just press reset. So that would reset the relay, but the alarm still has to be reset. So somebody has to be in the engine control room to reset the alarm. Moving on to our motor overload alarm. So we'll move on to our current overload relay. And this is what it looks like. So there will usually be like something like this. It says something like this and a red button over here. So that's your identification help over there. There will be a red button that can be pulled out. I'll just tell you how we go about it. So we'll find the overcurrent relay, and with a flat screwdriver push and turn this gray button, reset button, to the right hand side to test. So just turn it by 90 degree with a flathead screwdriver. So basically what we do is, so it's just moved like this from this position to this position. That's how it's done. And after doing this, we pull this red button, we pull this outwards. That's your trip. So you manually make it trip, and once you hear that, you can turn this back to its original position, 90 degree, in the opposite side. So it comes back and it is reset. And again, the alarm has to be reset from the engine control room as well. Moving on to power failure, again very simple. You go to the main breaker. This is your main breaker, and you just open this breaker. So all you have to do is just from on position to off, just open the breaker. So there'll be an alarm and you have to reset that alarm, and only close the breaker again once you hear the alarm. So we are done with our electrical alarms. Moving on to our tank alarms. For our tank alarms, we'll go to a hydraulic oil tank, and this is a hydraulic oil tank, and this is what the alarms usually look like. So the top alarm is a low level alarm, and the bottom one is a low level alarm. So it's very simple how to activate this. So start the pumps. The pump is already on as we are testing. As we close the breaker, as the breaker was closed before here, this point. So the pump is already on. Find the two level switches for the respective pumps. So the two level switches are over here, are alarms basically. I'll just zoom in here. And we'll first test the low level alarm. So how will we do that? You see the spring and a handle over here. It's behind this wire, this gray wire. The same thing at the bottom. the same thing at the bottom. So how do we do that? We just press it. So basically there's a spring over here and there's a head. We press this and keep it pressed until we hear the alarm. And very important to not release this spring until we do the same for our low level alarm. So we'll keep both the springs pressed, and as soon as we see the other steering gear pump starting, only then will we release. So what happens is the top one, your low level alarm, only gives an alarm, whereas your low level alarm also switches on the other standby steering gear pump motor. So this is your Safematic arrangement, and this is asked many times in your class 4 orals. So that's how it's done. Stop the running pumps, that's the next point, and this usually depends on I mean, you can ask the bridge, but usually when I used to carry out steering gear tests, I didn't stop any pumps, so you can just keep them running. Call the bridge for the test of steering from bridge. So yeah, so they will be basically whoever is on watch will be just doing a little test to check the heading. So the heading is compared, the gyro heading over here, it's usually above the motors, this one. So they will be giving you I mean, they will be asking you what do you see. It's very basic. You just, there's a telephone over there, you call the bridge and you compare the heading. Basically you just have to tell them the heading. That's how it is. So yeah, just, and after this is done, just call them and just tell them that all the tests are over, the steering gear tests are over. And these tests are it's also to be logged in our engine room logbook that steering gear tests have been carried out according to SOLAS regulations so and so. And that's all. That's all about steering gear tests. I hope you guys found this useful, and if you did, please like, comment and subscribe. For those of you who are new to the channel, Marine Wisdom is an initiative started to help students clear their license exams quickly, and we have an app where there are structured videos, there are Q&A sessions, and there's a bunch of other helpful stuff. So if you guys are interested and if you want to enroll, please leave a comment or DM us on Instagram and we will help you to do the same. Thank you so much. Fair winds and following seas.